Alrighty. So we have presumably done the mini assessment in class today, and now we're going to take some notes on solving equations with variables on both sides. These equations are a little more challenging, but once you understand why we do what we do to solve them, they're as easy as any of the others. First, just kind of a general idea of what we're doing here, okay? So your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to try to get x by itself on one side of the equation, one side of the equal sign, called isolating the variable, trying to get that x by itself. And then to get the constant or the number on the other side of the equation. Once you do that, you have it solved. The rules that you have to follow are, first of all, you have to simplify each side so that it has only a single term with a variable and a single term with a constant. I'll show you a little bit more of what I mean by that in the next slide. And once you have them simplified, then you'll start solving. And while you are solving the equation, you must always use the same operation on each side. So you have to either add the same thing to both sides, or subtract something from both sides, and multiply or divide, same thing. So, next slide. As I mentioned in the last slide, when you isolate the variable, it's going to look something like this, x equals 25, where you now know exactly what x equals, in this case 25. And I just found that it's really difficult to make nice curvy things with your mouse. But anyway, that's your goal when you're trying to isolate the variable, is to literally find out what x equals. Now, to accomplish that goal, we first have to go through some steps that ask you to simplify each side so that there's just a single term with a variable, such as this 2x, and a single term with a constant, such as this -7 or -7. On the other side, we have our 3x and we have our +9. So we have it as simplified as we can get on each side of the equation. And that's shown by drawing a line. And when you're solving, sometimes that's a good thing to do, to keep track of this side, which you can simplify by adding like terms, and this side, which you can simplify by adding like terms. And now that we have it as simplified as it can be, we're going to start solving. And that's where you do the same operation on each side in order to keep it in balance so that it's equal. Now here are some examples. First, let me erase that. This is the point where you will want to write down these different examples in your notes if you haven't written anything down yet, which is fine. You didn't need to write everything down. Example 1. Takes a second to load here. Okay. To see example 1 and example 2, which are the two that you need to take down for your notes tonight, please go to the next video labeled example 1, example 2.